Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope that your weekend was great. I hope that if you went to service yesterday, your service was awesome. And I hope that you allow God to just rest. I hope that you allow the Spirit to just rest on you. I hope and pray that that pushes you into your week. And I hope and pray that that set the tone for your week. I know for me, it definitely set the tone for me. So I'm excited about this week's encouragement. This week's encouragement is a little bit personal. It's a little bit, it's near and dear to me. Not that any other encouragement isn't near and dear to me, but this one is a little bit more me. It's a little bit more, how can I say it? It's a little bit more of an inside view on how to live, on how to continue pushing in the kingdom, on how to tear down the attacks and the attempts of the enemy. It's a little bit, like I said, more personal for me. So this week's encouragement, I'm going to be giving you 5 keys to living crowned and confident. Those of you that follow me on YouTube, you know that I recently transitioned from Dare to Declare with T. Marie to Living Crowned and Confident. That it's still Dare to Declare. Let me backtrack. It is still Dare to Declare. However, Living Crowned and Confident is a branch of Dare to Declare. Living Crowned and Confident is just what it is. It's Living Crowned and Confident. So when I started podcasting, when God gave me the go ahead to go ahead and start podcasting, and He gave me the name for podcasting, Crowned Heirs Declared, for those of you that may not know, or this may be your first time tuning in. So Crowned Heirs Declared is the name that He gave me for my podcasting. For my website, the name He gave me is T Speaks. T Speaks. And of course, like I said, Dare to Declare is the name of the business altogether. However, I was doing self-love through Christ under that. And when I started podcasting and He gave me the name Crowned Heirs Declared, and I started actually speaking out more under my website and under T Speaks and all of that, I felt the shift. I felt the shift because you can say I have self-love through Christ. You can say I am building a foundation of confidence. You can say all of those things, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything until you live it. So when He gave me those names, like I said, I felt the shift, which is when He gave me Living Crowned and Confident for my YouTube. But it's more than just for a YouTube channel. It's more than just for a social media. It's more than just to put it out there. It is actually me living crowned and confident. It is actually me walking in my crown confidence. And how I walk in my crown confidence, I want the same for you all as well. So this week, when He gave me what He gave me, and He actually gave it to me last night. So when He gave me what He gave me, not last night, I'm sorry, Saturday night. When He gave it to me Saturday night, my days are mixing up together. But when He gave it to me Saturday night, I got excited because I said, what better way to encourage someone than to take them through your walk? What better way to encourage someone than to let them know it's okay to drop off things. You have to drop off things, as a matter of fact. You have to be able to drop off things along the way, so that way you can pick up the more that He has for you. So today's key, and these are not in any type of order, just so you know. It's how everybody's order is going to be a little bit different. So I'm giving them to you how they came to me. Again, it's not in any type of order. Everybody's order is going to be different because everybody's walk is going to be different. How everybody lives is going to be different. However, there's still 5 keys nonetheless to living crowned and confident. So the first key is get your God-ordained crew. Get your God-ordained crew. And I know some of you are probably like, well, I have my sister circle, or I have my best friend, or I have my mom, or I have my dad. But, and I'm not negating any of those things. I'm not saying that you can't have any of those things. What I'm saying is a God-ordained crew is just that. The scriptures that I'm going to use in reference to this are actually scriptures that have helped me along my personal walk. So the first scripture is Esther 4:14 through 16. Those of you that have been following me, you know that Esther is a passage that I hold near and dear to me. So Esther 4:14 through 16. Had she not had Mordecai there to show her that you are made for a time such as this, had she not had him there to lead her in and let her know that this is your time, had she not had him there to encourage her, how would that have turned out? How would that have really turned out had she not had him there? That is a God-ordained person that she had in her life at that point in time. Another scripture that I'm going to give you is Mark 2:1 through 12, where the 4 friends tore the roof open to lower the paralyzed man to Jesus. Had they not worked together, first and foremost, had they not worked together, had they not carried that burden together, had they not literally worked together, it wasn't one person saying, you do this and you do this and you do that. They worked together. Would you imagine how chaotic that would have been if they didn't work in unity? Not only that, but that is a God-ordained crew. That is a God-ordained crew, because at that moment, they could have turned around at the door. They chose not to turn around at the door. They chose to give him what they knew that he needed. They chose to get him to Jesus in the moment that they knew that he needed to get to Jesus. That is a God-ordained crew. So a question that I want to ask you, or that I even want you to pose to yourself, is who is in your crew? Are they a God-ordained crew? Sometimes we feel like this is my best friend, or we feel like this is my sister, this is my mom, this is my dad. How am I supposed to just drop them off just like that? And I'm not saying just drop them off. I'm not saying just stop. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am saying is you need to make sure that the people that are in your ear are the same people that are going to be able to push you into the kingdom. Example, if you say, I have a best friend, or you say, I have a work bestie, or however you want to look at it. If you say that, and they are feeding you drinks while you're in the world, feeding you the marijuana to smoke while you're in the world, they are giving you everything that is out of line with your kingdom walk. But then when you're ready to be on that kingdom walk, when you're ready to actually embrace your boldness and walk in that crown confidence, when you're ready to do that, they kind of back off. They back off a little bit, but they still are like, come on, you can just take one more drink. It's not going to hurt you. Come on, you can do this. It's not going to hurt you. If they are not if what they are trying to do and trying to say to you is not in line with the word, they are not a God-ordained crew. They are not a God-ordained crew. And I am not saying by any means that you have to just leave them by the wayside. I'm not saying by any means that you have to just cut them off just like that. Now, sometimes you will be led by God to just completely cut off communication. You won't understand in those moments, but he will show you the meaning behind it all at his appointed time. But like I said, you have to have a God-ordained crew. Because if you don't have a God-ordained crew, then you're just going to have any and everybody in your ear trying to give you things to say, trying to give you things to do. And every idea that you come up with, they're going to be okay with that. A God-ordained crew is going to not coddle you. A God-ordained crew is going to give it to you straightforward. A God-ordained crew is not necessarily somebody that is always in the congregation with you every single Sunday. A God-ordained crew is not necessarily somebody that's on Bible study with you every Thursday or every Tuesday. A God-ordained crew may not always look like a model it may not always look like the religion model that you're used to seeing. A God-ordained crew is relationship, not religion. So it is very, very important for you to establish your God-ordained crew. Again, you can have your mom, you can have your dad, you can have all of them say how they feel. You can have all of them express what they feel like you should do. But a God-ordained crew is going to go down on their knees with you. They're going to go down on their knees for you. And just like in Mark 2, when they lifted the man through the roof, they lowered the man through the roof, a God-ordained crew is going to do what it takes to make sure that you have what you need to continue on your kingdom walk. Now, like I said, this is not to say you can't use your mom or you can't use your dad, but ideally, a God-ordained crew is not even your family. Let me just say that. It's usually not your family. A God-ordained crew is someone who comes along and God connects you. It's literally a divine connection. It's someone who comes along and you are connected, you are attracted, you are joined, you are linked together by God. Someone that I'll give you an example. My God-ordained crew will be Winnell and Naomi. And this is not to cancel out any of the other sister circle. However, they have helped to push me along the way. They have helped to get me through some times. They have helped to literally lift me. And even sometimes they have been the friends to tear open the roof and lower me down to Jesus. They have been those friends. They have been those God-appointed people in my life. And I say God-appointed people because we met, me meeting Winnell first through the stepmoms group, and then us joining together with Naomi in the prayer group. So we met literally by God-ordained steps. Had I not joined that group, had I not done the prayer, because I was very afraid to pray out loud. So had I not done the prayer challenge, had we not joined together, had we not followed the GPS, God provided steps, who knows where each of us would be. That's not to say that we would be failing, but we wouldn't have one another to get us through. We wouldn't have one another to, when one sister says, it's three of us. So when one sister says pray, it's literally the two of us on the other side praying. We may not be in the same area. We may not be in the same household. We may not even be in the same state or city. But we definitely hold one another up. When one feels like they're falling, it's literally one on the other side. And we are lifting that sister up. We are praying for that sister. That is a God-appointed crew. That is a God-appointed crew. And like I said, this is not to cancel out anyone else. I just wanted to, so please, I don't want anyone else to feel like, oh, she left me out. I did not leave you out. I just wanted you to realize, I want them, whoever is listening, to realize what a God-appointed crew is. Because so many people look and they say, well, I have my sister, or I have my pastor, or I have, like, these people are always going to be here. You have your sister who's always going to be here. You have your pastor who's always going to be here. You have your dad, your mom. They're always going to be there. And they're going to lift you no matter what. But a God-appointed crew is someone who literally, the meeting time, the linking, the connection is literally ordained by God. It's literally ordained by God. So I encourage you to take it back to God and figure out who your God-ordained crew is. Take it back to him and ask him, Lord, who in my crew do I need to let go of? Who in my crew is in my ear that I need to say not right now? Who in my crew do I need to actually step out of the crew with? One last thing before I close out, I just want to leave you with, if you feel like you have someone in your circle that is feeding you chaos, you guys are literally feeding off of each other's chaotic moments. If you have someone in your circle that you feel like that, then it's time to let them go. It's time to let that go. If you have someone who you go to and you vent to, someone that you go to and you vent to, and it's literally just, they are in agreement with every little thing that you do, it's time to let them go. And I say that to say, two people that's in a chaotic mess cannot feed off of one another. You're going to just continue to be in that chaotic mess. Two people that are in a negative mindset is not going to work. You have to have somebody that's going to give some positivity somewhere. So if you are in a circle, if you are in a crew, if you are in a not God-ordained crew, I don't know how else to really say it, a not God-ordained crew, I would definitely encourage you to find your crew, find your tribe, and don't let them go. Do not let them go. They are going to be the ones who lift you. They are going to be the ones that encourage you. They're going to be the ones that pray that strength back into you. Again, that's not to say that your pastor can't do that. That's not to say that your mom or dad can't do that. That's not to say that your sister can't do that. Or even your congregation crew. That's not to say that they can't do that. However, when someone who is not even near you, someone who you just come into connection with, when it's literally that divine connection, you know that that is your God-ordained crew. And it's very important for you to make sure that you discern. Make sure that you discern and take everything back to God. Ask him for his provided steps along the way. So that way you know who should be in your crew and who should not be in your crew. But I just want to encourage you today to find your God-ordained crew. It matters. Find your God-ordained crew. And if you are watching this on Facebook, tag your God-ordained crew in the comments. I want to honor them. I want to give them praise. I want to give them thanks. And I want to honor God for providing you with your God-ordained crew. I love you all and have a happy, happy Monday.